Yeah, no problem. Just so what do you? Oh, you did pretty well in your streaming on Final Fantasy.
Oh, I
We did
guess
talk a little bit
it did go
about
straight to freaking live. Jesus.
it. Did we are live?
I guess so.
Okay, we are live. Okay, so
Oh,
maybe
that's
we
kind of
should.
weird.
We're learning StreamYards, y'all.
Right? Okay. We'll figure it
Oh,
out.
I know what you were trying to do.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Yeah.
It was weird. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. We're learning.
We're
This is a
learning
learning thing.
the learning of things. Well, those that are joining us, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go here to comments.
Repa, can you
One.
send me that link again so I can pin it, please? The
Yeah.
donation thing.
Uh,
Gotcha. Wait, maybe I already have it. Hold on. Maybe you don't have
you
to. I know
should.
you're doing a lot. It's
Um,
really hard when there's the person that's navigating everything. I get it. So let me look
right
for it. I
here.
got it.
I get it.
I got
Hold
it.
on. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry.
Hello, everyone. We're live accidentally. Luckily, we did not say anything incriminating. That's the best thing about it.
It
But
happens.
it happens. But yeah,
uh,
luckily we did not. But yeah, so this is Reaper. Wave to
hello,
everyone,
guys.
Reaper. Everyone can see you.
Hello, hello, hello.
So he's the mysterious Reaper that many people have asked questions about. Who's the third man, the third chair of this channel?
He
Of course.
is the co-founder of Zero to Manic and the Horde. He was there from, oh my god, years. Me and him.
Mhm.
It was like, oh my god, we're
Yeah,
old. How long have we been
we
at
are
it?
old.
I'm not old. You guys are old. I'm not old. But anyway, so yeah, we're starting a little bit earlier due to accidents do happen. But you know what? Why not? You
Yeah,
know,
it
it's better.
does.
Maybe it's like karma, where we started like an hour late, and now we're starting almost an hour early. So that's the karma.
Yeah. This
So it's
works too because most people go, most like Queen Bee and them, they go live. They go
Yeah,
live
a few
the
minutes
same
early.
time we do. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So this
it
is
gets
good.
get some people in here and things like
yeah.
that. So,
So
Yeah.
we'll start in a little bit, but today Reaper is going to help us discuss the whole Club Q mass shooting, and basically we're going to talk about the details of the case. We'll be going through the arrest warrants. We could probably watch interviews of survivors, and really highlight this terrible event. You know what I was actually Reaper? What I was surprised about? I was going through
yeah.
YouTube, because I like to watch videos by other content
Mhm.
creators from YouTube that basically highlight, like, talk about it. And I didn't really see a lot of YouTubers talk about it.
No.
No, not many YouTubers. What's interesting, and I found this interesting as
Sorry.
that Saturday night. I was supposed to be going down to Club Q for a birthday party.
Oh my god.
That's why
And
I freaked out
yeah,
when I heard it on the news. The first thing I did was call him and be like, "Are you fucking okay? Are you okay? Where are you? You need to stay home."
Mhm.
fine. So I was supposed to be down there for a birthday party, and ended up a friend of mine, the friends that was birthday party. He was like, "Hey, we're just gonna come up to Denver because, um, well, clubs are better here in Denver. No offense to Club Q down there, but there's more clubs down here that are accepting to the LGBT community.
Okay.
It's bigger. I
Um,
get it. It's like you could go to clubs in Rhode Island, which are nice, but the
correct.
best clubs are in Boston.
Now, maybe if you could give us,
Correct.
like, also while you're reiterating your story, give us a little details about Club Q and, like, the background history. Maybe you guys know, because I don't know
Well,
anything
I
about,
mean,
like, the background.
there's not too much of. I mean, Club Q is the only LGBT club in the city of Colorado Springs. There used to be one more, but I believe it closed down by then. Um, Club Q is owned by two gentlemen. One is Nick, was a good friend of mine. He still owns it to this day, and he has a business partner with them. Just give you a heads up, in like 3 minutes I'll have to stand up and go grab food. But
You're fine.
No problem.
They host Colorado Springs Pride. They used to host the Corky pool party down there for Corky. Those that are from Denver might know who Corky is. He is the elder of the LGBTQ plus community here in Denver.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, we did lose Corky last year to COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry for that.
Yep. And his big thing is keep on dancing. And, in this time, our community has taken that to heart of, keep on dancing, keep on doing what we're doing, because we're not allowing hate to win. There was one other person I needed to send. Sorry, 2 seconds.
We're not live on Facebook, are we? We're just on
YouTube.
Nope,
okay.
But I can add it.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to share the link.
Okay.
I can add us to the Zero to Manic page.
You do have full rights on that too, but I'm just going to.
There we go.
And maybe if you can explain who Corky is, because when you're at as well.
Is it just me, or maybe I'm just a little bit too dramatic? But do you guys? Well, maybe not so much Tim.
And we're live on Facebook now too.
Okay, good deal. Maybe it's not so much Tim, but like, do you guys remember what you guys were doing when Pulse got shot? When the Pulse Club shooting happened?
You know what?
I was at.
You already moved out of Boston.
Yeah, I was here, but I was at a club that night.
See, like, I mean.
Yeah. I'm fortunate. I don't know where I was at, honestly. Usually, like the only time, like I think I don't know. I don't know where I was at that time. I was at home probably, but I don't know the precise thing I was doing at that time.
See, I think when it comes, maybe it's just me being melodramatic or anything, but when it comes to a safe place, especially a gay club, it's like my September 11th. Like I'll always remember what I was doing September 11th. I will always remember.
Everyone in our community is going to know what they're doing at Pult, and everyone's going to know
exactly
what they're doing for the Club Q.
I think it goes to what relates, like what people relate to a lot. Like for instance, like the supermarket shooting, a lot of people
took back to
that issue. Know where they were at that time. When it came to subway shooting in Brooklyn, I was literally in the train behind that one. So I mean, I think it really just goes to people's personal experiences. In clubs for the LGBTQ community are kind of safe places that have been safe places for like about years and years and years, because and I guess when that place gets shot up, it's like literally a sanctuary being shot up. But that's just my thought. No,
it is. Like I even remember here in Bristol, there was the Puzzle Club, and it was a gay club. Just here in Boston, of all places, there was a shooting as well. Mind you, I was in high school when this happened, and my little gay community in high school, they're like, "Did you hear about the shooting?" But you never heard it on the news, though. But now you hear it on the news, and when you're a teenager and you're in high school and you hear about it, you're like, well, things will be done. Things will fix this.
Oh, wait. There's background noise. Is that you, Tony?
No, it's his fucking phone.
Okay, yeah.
But
I'm sorry about that, guys, if you're listening or watching.
It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I agree with you.
But you would think, but back then I was like, things will fix. It will be better. And mind you,
it has gotten better.
It has gotten a world of a lot better from Stonewall to now, and the AIDS epidemic to now. But it's these little things like this, on top of what people are advertising, putting the community down. I kind of sit back and go, I did nothing, absolutely fucking nothing in my lifetime to make the little queer kids' future better. Well, my elders have fought so hard for me to be able to marry, for me to be able to, walk down the street with my girlfriend and be safe. Like sometimes I sit back and I go, what have I fucking done?
Well, you're doing something now, so you guess
Yeah,
you're talking
Well,
about.
yeah. I mean, but
I'm back, by the way,
there's
sorry.
always could be more because you just sit back and you say, "Oh, another
Well, I think
another
it's.
gay shooting, great," you
I think
know.
it's important to actually talk about this and actually go through the timeline of events and try to remember the victims and hopefully give some answers to a pointless mass shooting, another pointless mass shooting, where a
Yeah.
guy basically had ghost guns that had their serial numbers removed and apparently had other run-ins with the law and probably should have at least been flagged for a possible, to be watched, but apparently wasn't, and he just did a senseless murder of innocent people. I
It is.
believe.
It's always senseless. It's cowards.
Hello,
They
outlaw.
hello, it's fucking cowards.
Yeah, and
These
if
are
you
people, teenagers, mind you, or early
can
20
we,
that
yeah,
that go to safe places.
yeah. So can we? We'll give a summary of the events because some people might be coming in and they're not sure. So so basically on 11/19/22, Saturday at approximately
I have
23:56.
that.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah. A shooting. This gentleman, the shooter, came into Club Q and proceeded to do a mass shooting.
Mhm.
So we're discussing that. We're going to go through documents and we're going to go through videos. So for anyone coming in, that's the subject. So you can continue, Tony, if anyone wants to jump in.
So I think what we should do is kind of do the timeline and what kind of happened,
Mhm.
um, and things like that.
Okay, so you want to do
So
it, Reaper? You can do
yeah.
it.
So multiple 911 calls came in at 11:56 at 57 seconds. Authorities said. At that time, a officer was dispatched at 11:57, according to what both the police report says and the public information officer said. They were able to get on site. The first officer arrived about 3 minutes after being dispatched to the club. A total of 39 patrol officers responded to the club with 11 ambulances. At the time, a lot of people didn't know what was happening inside the club. The A gunman carried out a deadly shooting spree with at least two heroic people inside the club that went after him and managed to stop him. And those people are heroes. Those individuals are Thomas James, a good friend of mine, and Richard Fernero. He was there with his daughter, his wife, and his daughter's boyfriend. Unfortunately, the boyfriend was one of the victims, one of the five.
Mm.
Um,
And they're the ones that own the pub,
the
not
brewery. Yep.
brewery. Yes, they own
Yep.
the brewery, so they were there just to make deliveries and stuff and to check it out type deal, like what they do, what breweries do. If you make a contract with a club, they come in, they
Well,
deliver.
I don't think they carried any of their beer there, but they help Club Q with Colorado Springs Pride.
Okay.
So
Okay, I get it.
they're there just to support the community. And they were
They're
taken
fucking
down by
heroes.
those two.
Yeah.
I mean, if Tony, if you want to put up a photo of what this, I'm gonna call him a fucking asshole the entire entire stream. So if you have a problem with that, I apologize. Get over yourself.
I don't think you need to apologize for that. I think that's perfectly fine.
I'm learning how to do this, y'all, so you guys got to just bear with me.
Yeah, you can
So
just send. You can just send it to. Yeah, you can just send it to. What you do is you pick present and then you do share screen and you just share screen and then you pick the Microsoft Edge tab and you just pick the one.
Where's present? Where's present?
On the bottom next to
down
settings.
The bottom.
Next to settings.
Present. Okay.
And then you pick. Then if you want something with sound, you say share, and then you pick Microsoft tabs, and you pick the actual window that you want to show. So that would
probably... So these two. Hey, Grandma.
Hey, Grandma.
For some
Sure.
odd reason, I'm not seeing the comments here. I'm seeing them on my phone, but I'm not seeing them there.
Oh,
but
wow. It happens.
it happens.
But don't worry,
so-
no one's saying anything bad about you.
One of the things that Rich said is here's a picture of this guy. This guy was bludgeoned both with his pistol and with a high heel. So it's one of those things of don't fuck with a freaking gay person. We'll beat you.
I mean, unfortunately, they didn't finish him off, but
no, unfortunately,
small favors.
And what I said, what's funny is I said it to Thomas. I said, if it was me, I wouldn't hold back. I'd probably use the other side of the firearm instead of the blunt.
At this point, it's self fucking defense, and
yeah. I mean, my opinion on people like this. I think they should all go to the volcanoes. This guy should immediately be tossed in there. Is there a death sentence in Colorado? I wonder.
There isn't. We actually got rid of it in 2020, unfortunately. But this is a federal case. It is not a state case.
Yeah, because it's a hate one. Because when I was looking at the charges, I was looking at the charges. He's charged with murder in the first degree, 5 counts, class 1 felony, and also bias motivated crime, 5 counts, class 5 felony. So with the victim. So I guess that's what would be considered a hate crime.
Yeah. He has over 300 charges against him.
Yeah, but that's the one I have on the original arrest report, which
he has 305 charges against him.
Yeah, because obviously he shot and injured a lot of other people. He's a but I'm just looking at the original arrest report.
When the gunman went in and he opened fire, to kind of go back to the timeline, the Fernero Rich pulled the gunman to the ground by grabbing his body armor, he said. Once sprawled onto the floor, he noticed that the shooter not only had a rifle now laying at someone's feet away from him, but he had a handgun. He said, I grabbed a handgun out of his hand and just started hitting him with it over the head, over and over and over. It was then that he asked for help restraining the shooter, who Fernero guessed was at least 300 pounds. Clubgoers responded with one man securing the gunman's rifle, and then Fernero told the Times a fellow bystander stomping on the shooter in his high heels.
Mm-hmm.
The suspect was detained by police at 12:02 a.m., just minutes after firing the first shots. The suspect, who was injured, was taken to a hospital for treatment. As of Monday, the suspect, this is an older article because it was a timeline, he was taken to jail and held without bond. Since then, he was charged with over 305 counts of different charges. Some of them are hate crimes, murder. There's a bunch of them.
Yes.
So,
I mean, it's pretty shocking. But what do you think? What do you think of the whole situation? Because I was reading an article and it talked about how he literally had ghost guns, with the serial numbers not there. And then the article I'm reading from is from the 9 News. It says Club Q suspect carried ghost guns with no serial numbers, sources say. So
that
hasn't been released, so unfortunately
it's all speculation though. It's that's the thing. Most likely it happened, but we don't know for sure. But
I'm reading an article.
I know, but it says somebody said it, so therefore it's hearsay, therefore it's a speculation, because not unless it comes exactly from the police itself. Could it happen? Absolutely, because how many shootings have we seen where they scratched out the serial? Do you get what I'm saying? So obviously, in this coward that we see right now, if nobody stopped him, it could have been so much worse.
Oh yeah, I mean the man wanted to hurt as many people as possible, um, and he was planning. It sounded like he was planning on it based on the earlier
Mm.
arrest that he had on in 2021, if I remember correctly.
I'm
Uh,
trying to
Yeah,
find.
2021. Those were sealed due to Colorado state law
yeah, I mean I
that
can read
stated that
the
with that if the charges
Mm.
weren't filed, basically that was sealed, and that's how he got a firearm. That's how he was able to keep a firearm.
yeah, because what was it? The red flag. They couldn't do a red flag, which I was unsure. Do you know what that little more
Well,
detail about red flag law?
so a red flag law is basically the police or a family member or anyone really can go to a judge and says, well, this person um, is either mentally unstable or mentally not there,
Hmm.
um, and um, basically can say, hey, you know, we don't believe they should have firearms.
Yeah.
Um, and then at that time, a judge can um, basically take your firearms, and the police will come and take your firearms.
Yeah, I mean, and originally it was charges were dropped because the grandparents didn't want to bring the charges because they were threatened by them.
Correct.
And
Oh well. Also, the grandfather is either a senator or a representative or some shit. Um, but he campaigned for you know who.
yeah, well, so I'm
Boy,
trying to see what
obviously.
he said exactly. The lines where they were about to go into his house. I'm trying to find the actual article where he actually threatened. Let me see. I'm reading a CNN article. What we know about the suspect in the Colorado Springs LGBTQ nightclub shooting, and I'm going to the. I'm trying to find. Let me see. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit low, but dead air is the enemy of any live broadcast. Patrons. Okay, bomb threats. Suspect previously arrested in connection with a bomb threat. Piece of shit was arrested in June 20, and I'm using piece of shit because we're not going to say his name. Piece of
Mhm.
shit was arrested in June 2021 in connection with a bomb threat, which led to a standoff at his mother's home. According to the news release from the El Paso County Sheriff's Office at the time and his mother's former landlord, Colorado Springs is in El Paso County. Two law enforcement sources confirmed the suspect in Saturday's shooting and the bomb threat were the same person based on the name and date of birth. Video obtained by CNN shows piece of shit surrendering to law enforcement last year after allegedly making a bomb threat. Footage from the Ring door camera of the owner of the home shows piece of shit exiting the house with his hands up and barefoot and walking to the sheriff deputies. Sheriff's deputies responded to the report by the man's mother. He was, quote, threatening to cause harm to her with a homemade bomb, multiple weapons, and ammunition, end quote. According to release, deputies called the suspect and he refused to comply with orders to surrender, end quote. The release said, leading them to evacuate nearby homes. In a new video obtained by CNN, piece of shit appears to rant about the police and challenging them to breach the house where he was holed up. Quote, piece of shit says, I've got the fucking shitheads outside. Look at that. They've got a bead on me, end quote. Piece of shit says on the video, pointing the camera at the window with blinds covering it, quote, you see that right there? Fucking shitheads got their fucking rifles out, end quote. Quote, if they breach, I'm fucking blowing it to holy hell, end quote. Piece of shit adds as he walks in out of a bedroom. He ends the video with what seems like a message to law enforcement outside, quote, so go ahead and come in, boys, let's fucking see it. The video does not actually show any officers outside the house, and it's clear from the video whether piece of shit had any weapons in his house. Several hours after the initial call, the sheriff's crisis negotiation unit was able to get piece of shit to leave his house, and he was arrested after walking out the front door, which was seen in other video footage, previously reported by CNN. Authorities did not find any explosives in the home. Leslie Bowman, who owns the house where a piece of shit mother's lived. It's kind of tricky when you keep on changing his name. Provided with CNN videos, piece of shit's mother rented a room in the house for a little over a year. Bowman said, and piece of shit would come visit his mother there. Attempts to CNN to reach piece of shit's mother for comment were unsuccessful. Vasquez said Monday she had not cooperated with the investigation into Saturday's shooting, but authorities would, quote, welcome an interview with her at any time, end quote. It is not immediately clear how the bomb threat case was resolved, but the Colorado Springs Gazette reported that the district attorney's office said normal formal charges were pursued in the case. The district attorney's office did not respond to a request for comment from CNN. Piece of shit's arrest in the connection to the bomb threat would not have shown up in the background checks, according to the law enforcement sources, who said records indicate he purchased the weapons because the case was never adjudicated. The charges were dropped and the records were sealed. It's unclear what prompted the sealing of the records. Piece of shit also called the Gazette in an attempt to get an earlier story about the 2021 incident removed from the website. The newspaper reported there was absolutely nothing there. The case was dropped, and I'm asking you either remove or update the story, end quote. Piece of shit said the voice message, according to this Gazette. So what do you think of that? What do you guys think of that?
I found the video, by the way.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Hi, BC, what's up? So what do you think of that? Like, do you think, hi. That's a very interesting. Like I've never heard a situation where you just like, why did they seal it? That seems a little unusual. And also, he was like, he had the sound.
So they sealed it because in the state of Colorado, if charges are not filed, right? Because charges they were dropped, so they weren't filed. If it doesn't get filed, that record is sealed as if it never ever happened. So if you walk up to the district attorney and you ask him, hey, well, so-and-so, has so-and-so ever been charged? He's going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like pretty. Who is on the panel with Tim and Tony? This is Reaper. Reaper is the original co-founder of this channel with Tony. Say hello to everyone, Reaper.
Hey, what's up?
So he actually you visited how many you were about to visit the Club Q
Correct.
Yeah, and he wants to talk about Club Q, his person, and he wasn't there at the night, but he wants to really talk about the events of Club Q and the whole event. So you guys started early. Yes, we did. Unfortunately, that was an accident. Luckily, we didn't say anything incriminating accidentally while this was started live. But we never say anything incriminating. We only talk bad things about Sleuth Mom. We talk about rumors and speculations about Sleuth Mom. But don't worry. So, yeah, we started early, and we're talking about Club Q. So, yeah, that's Reaper, and that we're talking about that subject. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was just rambling as usual, Reaper. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. So in the state of Colorado, there's a law that basically states that if something's not filed, it has to be basically sealed. The grandparents did not file charges, so
yeah, and I heard that the kid, like one of their relatives, Tony's trying to figure out how to show the screen of everything.
Okay, yeah. This is from MSN. Do you guys see it? The MSN?
Yes, I do, but you keep on switching. You got to keep what you're doing is
you're seeing a lag. What you're doing is you're seeing a lag. It's
well, that's a recurring theme with us, Tony. That's like that. We're gonna have that struggle.
You would think after a while, Tim would be like, maybe I should give it a minute before I say.
Yeah, Tony wants to just say I'm an impatient prick. I'm just joking.
This video is from MSNBC. This was 2 weeks ago, and this is what breaking down the suspect and basically telling you what's going on. If you guys can't hear the audio in this, please tell me in the chat.
I'll listen to it to make sure.
Okay, but we're going to play it in its integrity because it is from MSNBC, so credit does go to them. This is news. We're under fair use, blah, blah, blah. So here we go. Now.
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything?
No, I don't. You know what? Just toss me a link and I'll share the screen if you want. I'll do it. You can stop sharing. I'll share it. I'll share screen. Just toss me the link and I'll do it. No problem.
See, you're fucking impatient.
That's why I'm an just stop sharing and just toss me a link in the back chat and I'll play it for you. I'm a pro at this by now. I've done it like a billion times in other channels. So
We do have to hook Grandma Sherry up with this.
No problem. No audio. Yeah, don't worry. I'll resolve it. I'm gonna play it with the audio and everything. Just just put it in the back chat, Tony. And oh, I see. You put it in.
I did it.
Yeah, you put it into the Discord. My bad. One moment.
Well, I also put it in the chat too.
I don't see it in chat. Breaking news. All right, here you go. All right, I'm gonna play it. You guys, did you put it on share screen? Oh, yes, you did. Good. All right, I'm ready. I'll play it.
Mass murder happened just 3 days after another gunman killed 5 people and injured 18 others at LGBT.
No, you're not going to want to speed it up.
That shooting came amid a slew of anti-trans sentiment.
Because the guy he's talking to has shitty Wi-Fi.
The gunman has deep ties to internet hate groups. Ben Collins is a senior reporter at NBC News. He covers online extremism, has been researching the Colorado suspect's online presence. Ben, before you start, let me just say I misread the prompter before. There's no internet connection for the other mass shooting as far as we know. In fact, we don't know the motive at all. In this case, though, what have we learned about the shooter here?
That's true. So with the Colorado shooter, we have learned several things. First of all, they have we've traced down an online account tied to him, which was very hard. There was not much under his actual name. That's in part because he changed his name a few years ago to an entirely different name to separate his original name from his father. They reached out to his father earlier today, a bunch of media networks, and they asked him about the shooting, and he said he had talked to attorneys, and the attorneys told him he had shot up a gay bar. And the father said, I asked if he was gay, and they said no, and the father said few, as in like few, he's not gay.
Yeah.
That's the sort of lifestyle he was living in. But the larger thing that we learned about his online identity was he was in an internecine feud, I would say, with a hate site called Encyclopedia Dramatica. That site has
Encyclopedia Dramatica
tied to 2 different mass killings. One, there's a guy named William Atchison back from 2017. He shot up a school in New Mexico, killed 2 people. He was a sysop or an admin at that website. What's notable about this website specifically is that it has a kill count for mass shooters. And it's almost like a high score thing. It's actually a section of the site called high scores. And if you target gay people or minorities, they note that with slurs in the profile. And they have updated his profile to note that as well. Also, because of this, he was at
for a moment, I looked that up and I was like, this can't be true. And it's fucking true.
Yeah. This is the thing, though. Anybody can get a website. Anybody can make a forum. Anybody can do that. But I think the issue is now after Club Q, you would think after the New Mexico shooting, but now after Club Q, you would think the authorities would crack down on this website and maybe shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, I think encouraging people to murder people as a kill count is probably against the law.
Yeah, Grandma, it's a leaderboard. It's basically like having. Have you guys ever played Call of Duty? I checked it. I went to this website myself.
Hi, Nicole.
Hello, and thank God I have a VPN. I went to this website myself. When was it? Before me and Reaper went live yesterday, and it's kind of set up like, if you guys ever played like Call of Duty or like an FPS type of game, and it has your name and how many people you killed on the other team, because it's a military game, mind you. So, but they kind of set it up like that, and it's weird. But the thing is too, if you kill somebody ethnically, like a person of color or somebody who's homosexual, you get like a little boost, like a bonus.
So is this like a website where a bunch of fucking losers just basically go there and they LARP, and some of them actually commit violent crimes so they can be
sounds
liked,
about right.
So they can be liked by other people that they'll never meet and never want to meet? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so really, now that this is you said this is now elevated to a federal crime via the because
The
of
hate-
the hate.
Yeah, I mean,
So now that this is federal and this is known, mind you, this is the only news article or news video I have seen of them mentioning this website, which is kind of odd because you would think
yeah,
it's a
I've read.
website that had a tally to kill people in mass shootings. You would think, why is it still fucking up?
I'm actually I agree with Tony there because I read like me, I read like a bunch of articles before starting a story like this, and I've read like 4 different. I think I read CNN. I've read the collar. I read. Let me see. I've read News 9. I recently read these NPR. I read that. I read a bunch of them and I saw some videos, and this is actually the first time I've heard about this website. So yeah, he's absolutely 100% right.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the first time I've actually heard about this website just on this air, to be actually.
And yeah, everybody, do not go to this
Yeah,
website.
don't
Exactly
go
what
to that
Grandma
website.
said. Yeah. Well, no, Tim said that. Sorry, I'm getting.
Yeah, I put a
The
disclaimer in
little
there.
snowman that Grandma has. That's so cute. What was I
Call of
gonna
Duty.
say?
Forever
of
Trolling's
Duty
got a
leaderboard
correction for
is
you.
points based, not kill. Well, back in the day, Call of Duty used to be about kills. You get
in
20
reality
kills,
trolling,
10 deaths.
cares?
Yeah, but Trolling's just talking. He's just trying to help with the conversation.
But you would think that this website is known. You haven't heard it from other news stations. They don't think it's relevant, apparently. But it is relevant. This is very much relevant because back in 2017, they said 2017, the kid that shot up the school in New Mexico, which I didn't even fucking know about, was also on this site, and his profile got updated with kudos for killing.
But
So
that would
I
be
did quotations there, y'all.
Yeah, but I think it would be very relevant because that's the motive. That's like the motive of why this person might have done something like this. Because if he's trying to do this for validation because he's a big fucking loser in life, and he only gets the validation from a bunch of other big fucking losers online, then he would probably that's what his motive apparatus is. And if there's a bunch of people who are literally going on a website talking about committing crimes, I would think that's a problem not to have that website around. But unfortunately, we live in a day like they probably, once that website was shut down, they'll probably make another one. But
But here's the thing too. I Googled it. Okay. And it showed up on Google. Usually dark web, deep web type of shit like that doesn't show up on Google. Google will give you on the bottom in blue print like a hyperlink saying we can't show you this because it's against, like, Google's fully aware of what to advertise to you and what to present to you in your searches and what not to. Do you get what I'm saying? So when I Googled this, it popped right the fuck up. So it's not it's not the deep web, dark web, whatever you guys want to call it. This is available for anybody to go to.
Okay, so let me see. I know. Sorry for was driving. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But
no, Grand Theft Auto. Actually, I hate to say this, and I hate to fucking support Grand Theft Auto because that game has just been going on forever. It's basically like you're in a mob or a gang, and you have to do like a lot of missions and stuff. It's basically money and connections is about that game. But no, they're treating this like it's like a Call of Duty Battlefield type fucking game.
I mean, let's just say like they're treating it as a game in general, and they're creating some sort of social score whereby they get social scores. Now, I'm assuming the majority of them are probably just losers at home, just pretending. But it's just like your point is that this site has already had issues before, and then another issue, and basically it's getting to the point where it's allowing people to move together in this website to kind of think of like be validated in their opinions on what they want to do. I guess I don't know.
And it seems like a lot of young kids are on this too.
Yeah. So you want to play the video?
Yeah, more? we can continue more. It's going to tell us more about this coward.
And don't worry, Forever Trolling. It's not unusual for Tony not to know too much about Call of Duty. I once saw Tony and Reaper play Call of Duty, and Reaper was basically carrying him the entire time.
That's a lie. Reaper can even tell you that's a lie.
I saw it with my own eyes. I saw Reaper was the one carrying you.
Just want to note this really quickly, Chris. Because of this, he was mercilessly bullied, and he tried to bully back these same people on this website for years. And he was living with his grandmother. And at one point, according to local news, there's some leaked documents to a specific holdup that was at the grandmother's house once, and they were threatening to move to Florida. And he said that we can't move to Florida because it would interfere with my bomb making. He was threatening to do a mass shooting and have and making a bomb in the basement. They called the police on that. The grandmother did as well. So this is what we've learned in the past couple of days. It's just slowly dribbling out now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my top line here is just like the worst, darkest parts of anywhere that you could be spending time on the internet. I want to ask you about something. I don't, we don't know the motive that he is in custody.
So mind you, authorities knew that there was a past incident where he was claiming to make a bomb. And how shook was his grandparents to not take that as a joke? I feel like if I was to say something like that to my mom will be like, stop texting me on the toilet. Like, it doesn't occur to my parents that I would harm somebody, but to these grandparents, I feel like they know more.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, he's not kidding. Like, he's not fucking.
Well, it sounds like he held these parents, these grandparents. And I'm not defending these people in any way. I'm just getting to the mindset of these grandparents. Probably they were worried about themselves being a possible victim of this guy. They were held hostage by this kid. Well, I'm not going to call him as a kid because he's 20. So this young man. I was about to call him gentleman, but that was wrong.
I was going to yell at you, but you got that. You got it.
I'm just used to being a little bit civil, but yeah, this young man's, and he basically was holding these people hostage. And I think the cops didn't really know because it was sealed records. And just like Reaper said, I mean, I guess most of the authorities would not know about these past incidents. And since his guns, he was able to purchase his guns because he was, adjudicated, so I don't know if the cops could do anything, maybe because of the laws set in place. Maybe they should definitely change the laws. I'm not sure. Like, what would you recommend, Reaper? Well, if your thought process, like, you think they should have changed the laws to have the guns taken? His grandparents weren't going to have the knowledge searching his phone either. Yeah, they weren't. But I think what happened is that they had issues with the bomb threats and what I just read. And I could just imagine what this guy was saying personally to these people and the threats he probably was making. So, I mean, they wouldn't have to search his phone. They would probably just have his conversation. But what do you think of the situation? Like, do you think the cops could have done anything differently about the situation with the current laws, or do you think what current laws do you think needs to change?
I mean, the current laws that we have.
What's shaking over here? Oh, we're talking about the Q club incident. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm just.
Hey, that girl.
Let's go.
Yeah. What?
Current laws that are on the books for the state of Colorado. They need to change anyway. I mean, we also need to change. I mean, like I said last night, I'm a gay male that lives in the state of Colorado. I am for the Second Amendment, but I'm also for Second Amendment, common sense gun laws.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, that's what we were talking about last night.
Will the criminals pay attention to those? No,
absolutely not. That's the big argument, though, isn't it?
Something like this,
maybe. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like this young man. I keep on trying to check myself to make sure I say
he's not even a man. He's a fucking coward.
Okay, we'll just call him piece of shit. We'll call him piece of shit. For now on, well, I'm going to refer to him as piece of shit. This piece of shit basically seems to have did he have any sort of, did the parents put him to any sort of psychological treatment, a therapist or something like that? Because he sounds like he is very, very mentally ill. And that's not an excuse for his crimes, but I'm saying maybe they should have done something where
I mean, we don't know because I mean, we don't know what's happening now is what he's not talking. What?
No, I'm saying that the guy, the coward, isn't talking. And and when he does talk, he's trolling.
Yeah, he's saying that he's non-binary. I think he's trying to say.
I think it's in this video too, but this is like, I think we talked about this last night, Reaper, on the live. There's no reason for anybody to be against stricter, not stricter gun laws, but stricter background checks. Like if you're worried, if you are one of those gun-toting Americans and you're afraid that your gun's going to get taken away because of something insane you did 5 years ago, then
Yep.
maybe you shouldn't have that gun. Maybe,
Well,
I mean, if you're gonna worry about it, if you're gonna worry about if your mental
I would-
capacity isn't up to par, hold on, then maybe you shouldn't have a gun. But
well, I would argue that the issue isn't that, like, they're worried about basically the government kind of constantly encroaching on their rights and kind of pushing that line. And that's what a lot of these guns,
Okay.
and like all these people really do. And I think what you're saying is that people want to just do mental background checks. And the problem is that this person, by his statements and what he was doing, should not have had a gun.
No. See, this is the thing too. If this is going to be the outcome. What did we talk about? Amazon. I called you Amazon. Sorry.
You're fine.
Reaper, what did we talk about last night? If nobody wants to make safer gun laws, so the mentally ill and deranged do not get guns, Amazon.com does sell bulletproof backpacks for your kids.
Yep.
Do you think that's a necessity? Do you know how many was sold this year after, the back to school? Right?
Do they?
They do. They sell them. You can look it up right now. There's companies who make padding in shape of a backpack, and it's a bulletproof. And there's a mother on TikTok, and it was the saddest thing. I'll try to find the video. That was she was going through a scenario with her kid. What do you do if you see someone with a gun? And he goes, take my backpack, flip it around. She goes,
Holy
yes.
shit. They actually do sell it for $130.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's so basically, you don't want to do a background test, but my nephew, who's 7 or 8, he's going to be 8, 7 years old, is needs a bulletproof backpack. That's a good trade-off, right? I should not have to sit there and tell my nephew, or even my sister, tell her son, what do you do? What do you do in this scenario?
Yeah,
it's horrible. I'll find the video.
And that girl does put a very good point. She says all about the background checks, except many of the worst ones lately haven't had records. The dude in Vegas, no record. Yeah, it's unfortunate that there is, there's some people like that Vegas guy. Who was it? The supermarket killed the guy who shot the supermarket. A lot of these guys in this one here, a lot of them don't really have it because his record was sealed. A lot of these guys don't have criminal records where they would be like, okay, you're barred from having this gun, and these guns. And it's, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. That's a very tough one to figure out. It says here,
can we? I sent it in the.
Yeah,
chat.
I see it. Do you want me to finish off this video?
Let's finish. Well,
or are you done with this video? You want to move on to next?
I mean, we can move.
We're done with this video, but I want people to watch the video I just sent, because this is horrible, and all parents are doing this. And about 3 months ago, I just looked it up. Bulletproof backpacks soared in sales in the past 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, in the state of Colorado, we're not gonna.
Do you? I'm sorry. Where did you drop the video? Did you drop it to me?
I dropped it in the Streamlabs, but I'll drop it to you on Discord too.
Yeah, I don't see anything you dropping in Streamlabs.
Where the fuck am I? I see.
Before that, before we do that, do you want to do the one that I just sent you, Bilal?
Oh, okay. I see.
You do his first. Do his first, and then
let me see what you sent me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little slow. A little slow today. Let me see.
Yeah, criminals don't worry about the legality of it. I get it, but if we're not gonna do anything, then get your kids, get your nephew, get your grandkids a bullet. We got to do something.
Do you have the original? Because this is a download, and I have to play from my computer.
I don't have it.
Oh, you sent that video.
Yeah.
Direct.
We're not going to be able to.
I mean, you should be able to.
Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing right now, and let me see if I can to download it. One moment.
Let me
Background
see
check
if
me
I
when
can.
buying
Because I know I could. I remember I played something from my computer before, but
Yeah.
it was a while ago with
Let me see.
Streamlabs.
I might be able to.
Well, I just want to remind y'all too, real
Actually,
quick, while they're
hold on.
discussing this. When the Pulse Club in Orlando, that gay club that got shot up back in I think it was 2016, when that club got shot up, there was 48 people who died in that club and 53 who were wounded, okay, that were critically wounded, okay? That guy who shot up that club was on the FBI's most wanted. Not most wanted, but for people to understand, he could be a risk. He was taken off of that FBI list about a month before he shot up that Club Pulse. And do
Sorry,
you get what I'm
Hi,
saying? He should have
I'm
never been
Daniel.
taken off. Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All
Play
right,
it.
so we're gonna play this video. This is the first time seeing this video, so I'm not sure what's in it, but I think it's
So this is Daniel. Daniel was a really good friend of mine.
okay.
He unfortunately lost his life that night at Club Q.
Oh Jesus! I'm sorry about that.
But
Holy
before that, he filmed a small little video for a documentary that's coming out this year. So here you go.
Who is this gentleman's name again? I'm
22
sorry.
years old.
Daniel.
Oh, I see his name. Oh shit.
I love androgyny. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I like things that are unique. Seeing things in a different way that I didn't see them before. Changing my perspective on things is really beautiful. Changing your mind is one of the best ways of knowing whether or not you still have one. Whenever I think about a person, I think about their soul. Whenever I think about myself, I think about my soul. My hope for the future is to just be completely accepted with myself and to see more advocacy for transgender people and to see more representation in the media for all transgender people. I have a voice, but I feel like it's not quite heard. A lot of trans people that are like me aren't heard as much. I am a transgender male, and I am beautiful.
He was
Yeah.
so young.
Yeah,
So fucking young.
it's very eerie. He was 28, I think, at the time, right?
But that's young.
Yeah.
That what I mean?
The when you walked into Club Q, you'd see Daniel and Derek behind the bar. And you ever walk into a room and you're instantly having a smile on the face because of the people that are there.
Yeah, I get it.
These were these two guys. Not to discredit or not to play down the other victims.
Yeah.
I guess for me it's a little personal because they're my friends, but I had Thomas James, one of the heroes of that night. He was shot in the chest. My friend Ruckus survived without being wounded. I would say without being wounded in the sense of physical woundness, because now he's not able to sleep. He's not able to, he has that PTSD that from a war zone. I mean, Rich said it perfectly. He said people that were inside that club that survived that night are going to have the same PTSD as a soldier on the battlefield.
Oh, I remember that.
They're going to, and he goes, but the difference is that the soldiers on the battlefield have their band of brothers to help them. Some of these people have no one.
Yeah.
So
see, and what that girl said, I'd never go to a club again. See, that's the thing. These people, these cowards that are taking away everybody's safe place, whether it's a church, a school, going
supermarket,
shopping,
train.
Yeah.
I
going
mean,
So
anywhere. They
in
want to
in
take
Colorado
that from
alone,
you. Don't let them take
we
it.
had Columbine High School.
Yeah. You guys had a
We
lot of
had
shootings.
the Aurora Theater, which I live right down the street from.
You were supposed to go to
Um,
that.
Yeah, I was supposed to be at that one too.
I remember that. I remember that because me and my
Um,
ex-wife were calling. And we were like, "What the fuck is going on?"
we had the King Supers up in Boulder.
do you mind
Club Q.
if I show the? There's an article that shows each of the pictures of the victims. You want me to show
Well,
that on
can we
CNN?
play? Can we play the
Really,
video first?
Oh, okay. Which video? I'm
Play-
sorry.
play that
I
video
sent it to
first
you on
and
your
then
Discord.
My apologies, Tony. Okay, the bulletproof backpack video one. Okay.
Yeah, because I think people need. If you guys haven't seen it, you need to see it. And this is just play
I
it.
guess Tony wants to prove that. Okay, we'll see. I'll put it on right now. Give me 1 second, Tony.
No, I want the reality to sink in.
Yeah, well, it's a new reality we live in, unfortunately.
Sadly.
I'll play it, and I'll play it a little bit fast because I guess we don't like 2.1.5, and it's shared screen. Okay, it's good. You're quick on that response. All right, I'll play it.
Show me how you use your bulletproof backpack. Bulletproof backpack makers are seeing a surge in sales as students head back to school. Companies like Guard Dog Security say their backpacks won't stop school shootings, but they may prevent mass casualties.
Where there's a problem, there's going to be some sort of demand, and people are looking for protection. So, we're not here to solve the gun problems, but we're here servicing a demand, and that demand is some sort of protection for when kids are going to school.
The backpack is designed to look like a regular backpack.
So what we found was with a level 3 grade protection, you're finding protection against multiple different types of ammunition. But then, once you throw other products in that backpack, like books and binders, you are getting just a naturally increased level of protection, right? So I'm not saying it's going to protect you against an assault rifle, but it may increase your chances if there is a situation where the gun of quote-unquote choice is an assault rifle.
As you can see, no penetration.
The instructions show the backpack uses a shield in 3 different positions, depending on the active shooter situation. Their YouTube channel also offers a tutorial of what to do in an active shooter situation.
You got to remain calm and you have to get to a safe place.
The idea of bulletproof backpacks was controversial when first introduced, but Sheikh says the rash of school shootings over the years have created more public acceptance.
If you have 2 kids that are going to school and one has a bulletproof backpack and one doesn't, I think that you would venture to say that the kid with a bulletproof backpack may be in a better situation than the kid who doesn't have a bulletproof backpack.
That's pretty fucking shocking.
No, especially what happened this past summer at the in Texas. I think it was an eye opener. Mind you, the sales have gone up in the past 3 months as well. Also because school, started, we are in the holidays. But when school was starting, it's just hard. You don't think on getting those things. My kid's going back to school. He needs new clothes. He needs books. He needs crayons. He needs this. You never put bulletproof backpack on the list.
Yeah, you would think that would be the last one. I mean, I think this is, I think it's kind of a shocking experience people go through. I mean, there's really not a lot of places safe. And I know a lot of people are, they're very, very reluctant to give up more of their rights to own guns. But it's I don't know what to do because you have a situation where you have some people like this who are mentally ill or some people that just snap. And it's just what do you do in that scenario? It's a very terrible situation. I'm going to put a picture. If I'm going to put the CNN Club Q victim.
I have one for you. Hold on.
Okay,
cool.
cool.
It's on.
All right, man. I'll check it out. Well, no, this actually goes through the in-depth information. The CNN article. It says a bartender who found a place to shine, a nonprofit worker with a huge heart, and these are the victims of the Colorado club shooting. And it's from November 22nd, 2022 article from CNN. And I'll read it. I'm going to put it on the screen and we'll present it and we'll go through it. And I know this is kind of hard. How long did you know him for? How long did you know?
I've known
Daniel,
both Derek and Daniel. I've known for I don't know, probably 6-7 years.
Holy shit! I didn't know that when we were going live. I did not know that. I'm really sorry, man. Holy shit! So here's the article. I think Tony's sharing. Tony, just allow me to show it. Tony.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's the article. Like, this is the article, CNN. These are the victims, the people that died. There are other people that were injured and survived, but these people died.
Kind of to make life hard, lightheartedness. Derek would be like, "Why the fuck did they use that picture?"
Yeah, I mean, it's a good picture at least. Listen, I look at my picture and it looks like I've just escaped from the gulag. So, I mean, like, let's be real. It's a better picture than I would. Let's just say that much. But this is, I mean, I guess, so this is Derek Rump. So it says here, and see if it's correct or not. It says Derek Rump. And am I saying the name correctly? I don't want to be disrespectful to you because you knew this gentleman. Okay, Rump.
Okay.
Well, let me see. Just trying to, he and him. Okay. All right. Derek Rump was a bartender at Club Q who had, quote, found community of people that he loved really much. And he felt that he could shine there. He did, end quote. His sister, Julia Kissling, told CNN affiliate WFMZ, quote, he made a difference in so many people's lives, and that's where he wanted to be, end quote. Tiara Kelly, who performed at the club the night before the incident, told CNN Rump and his co-worker Daniel Ashton were polar opposites in many ways, but worked well together. Quote, they were amazing and every bar should have Daniel and Derek, end quote, Kelly said. If you walked into the club and heard Britney Spears playing, you knew Rump was working the bar, said Jessie Hazelwood, who met Rump and Ashton shortly after moving to Colorado Springs when Hazelwood first arrived in the city. She was unsure what the LGBTQ scene might look like, and it was people like Rump and Ashton who made the Club Q feel like home, she said. And I'm assuming this is the two pictures of these guys, of these he and him. Derek and Daniel were the light in the heart of Club Q. She said, we don't say the LGBTQ community, we say the Club Q community because that's what it is here in Colorado Springs. It's the Club Q community. It's a facility that gave us a safe space to be who we are all the time. And Derek and Daniel especially were always the glue, the heart that kept everything together. It wasn't just the LGBTQ patrons they welcomed either, she said. Quote, if anybody was having a hard time, if anybody was new to the community, they would always had open arms for everybody. Even people who were part of the LGBTQ community could go there and celebrate their friendship, their allyships, because Derek and Daniel made everybody feel safe. They made everybody feel like they could be exactly who they are all the time, end quote, Hazelwood said. I don't think that our community could ever replicate the sense of Club Q that was with Derek and Daniel, and I don't think we'll ever be able to be exactly the same. What do you think of that? Do you think that did they really like? What do you think? Is that accurate?
I mean, they did, very good because it is true. They were polar opposites in some things, it was kind of interesting to see them work and, and be together on nights that they were there,
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, it
You
seems
know-
like this people were like a light, the light, which
Yeah.
kind of got people together. And this other individual was like the polar opposite who took their lives. He was a person that was like by himself, a very hateful person, didn't accept other people. And he went after people who were the exact opposite and trying to take away happiness.
Here's also like the thing, and it might be, I don't know, people might hate me saying this, but here's the thing: we as a community of the LGBTQ plus community,
Mhm.
we have been silenced for far too long. But I could tell you this: we're no longer silenced.
Mhm. Well, I saw in one of the
And
news. Oh, I'm sorry.
And I'll tell you also, stand in our way, fuck up and find out.
Yeah, I mean, and I saw like there was a lot of
And-
brave people.
And everyone, whether you be a straight ally or a part of the community, you see anyone using this type of hate speech, homophobia, or transphobia, whether, I don't care if they're a politician, I don't care if they're your best friend, I don't care if they're your mother or fucking father, I don't give two shits. Say something. Because if someone only said something about the fucktard that did this, we would be in a different thing, and my two best friends would be alive.
Yeah.
They don't think about that. Everything just gets twisted around. Yeah.
Correct. And you know what you know, someone, and I told Thomas this evening, because I sent him the link of the live, and hopefully he's watching. You know, this is also a call out to the Colorado Springs city government there.
Yeah.
You know, you all have blood on your hands.
Well, I mean,
Now
I think it's
now you come to the community and ask, what can you do for us?
Yeah. It's like, I think it's like really fucked up that they sealed these records and basically gave this guy the ability to get firearms and never really did a check. And they have a website basically that is just hate fuel that is already linked to another mass shooting. And I think there's a lot of brave people in your community. Like I saw one news report of a woman who was a drag queen, and she was, I'm not sure if that's the appropriate spot. I don't want to offend anyone. And she basically just went out there with her makeup, and she, basically was very brave with a lot of other people in front of Club Q. And I think that shows you the character, that these people are brave and they put themselves out there, while this cowardly piece of shit keeps his mouth shut and, hopes to hide. Like the rest of them, they hide. And that really does show a lot of things. But
here's one of the interesting is that the vigil for this at Tracks Nightclub, a representative of the state of Colorado was here, and she said it perfectly. She goes, I'm not going to talk about politics, I'm not going to talk about anything, but she goes, let me tell you something to my colleagues, and everyone here that's here from the community has heard a politician get up here and talk on what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You should have done it. Those, for instance, those 36 motherfuckers that voted against the Equality of Marriage Act. Watch out. We're coming for you.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go to your seats. That's what we're gonna hit you hard. Is we're gonna hit you in the pocketbook.
I mean, I think also there's a problem with these types of people who are just like fucking losers, who basically go on these websites because they don't have any community and they don't have anyone to actually communicate, and they go into these hateful communities, and they just, it just like festers in their head, and they eventually want to become something, and they don't mind hurting other people to become something, because I've seen it a bunch of times, and it's unfortunate. I'm sorry for your loss, man. I really am. I didn't know that these were your two friends.
Here's the thing is I've gone through the whole crying. I've gone through that. I can't cry anymore. So what's the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah.
And a pissed off Reaper is not one that you want to get near, because I will fucking bury you 6 feet under the ground.
Yeah. I mean, you have a right to be angry because these were your friends and you knew them for years, and it's really sad.
But here's my other thing is, and to our community, you also should be pissed off about this. Everyone around the world should be pissed off about this, because it's not just happening here in Colorado. It happened in Florida with Club Pulse, right? It's happening in Russia with that fucktwad.
Wow, Russia's another story. That guy's an asshole.
Everyone around the world should be pissed off if you're part of this community.
I think it also goes to other mass shootings. Like you saw the Brooklyn shooting, you saw the supermarket shooting. That guy literally was on stole someone else's manifesto, and he just like shot this poor woman who was working at the supermarket. And I saw that one distasteful piece of shit YouTuber actually have it as his intro now and still does. I think it's some, I forgot his name. I got to look him up, but he still has it up there. I reported him, but because I don't condone people putting that as their intro, having some poor woman's head being shot off in a supermarket as some sort of like, that's disgusting to me. I don't like. I think it's just really a big problem. It's a big problem in this country, and we have to figure out some sort of way to somehow find these people.
And you know what? It's going to get to a point where our community is so pissed off that exactly what happened many, many, many years ago in New York City at the Stonewall Inn, where the shot glass was thrown, that was heard around the world.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the younger LGBTQ plus community don't understand where Pride came from. Pride was it was a protest against being arrested for holding your partner's hand, being arrested for kissing your partner, being arrested for just being in a bar that allowed LGBT people.
Yeah.
Stonewall Inn was actually owned by the New York City mob.
Yeah, that's most of the bars, usually how that was.
They were owned by them, and the only reason why they allowed it is because they paid their bills.
Yeah, I mean, that's the mob doesn't care. They just make money from anything.
Raymond, the one that's on the computer, that is Richard's daughter's boyfriend.
Mm-mm.
He was there with his girlfriend to see a drag show.
Do you want to go through the father's interview with the news report?
I mean, we don't have to. The father is a freaking meth addict fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sum it up. I mean, maybe we should just give him a 3-minute clip, the father, and be like, this is what the father is.
We got to get to the fucking... we got to get to the father because...
it's such a trip.
Dude, does anybody have the video of him going, whew?
I have the 20-minute video of the interview, and I can speed it up. But yeah, it's a doozy. The guy
the funny is the guy, the father is a Mormon porn star.
Yeah, and also
a UFC fighter too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Mormon Church condones being a porn star, but that's just probably
but it, you could be a porn star and be Mormon at the same time. But God damn it, it better be straight porn.
It's a certain adventures with purposes of Mormon, and he's under some serious charges.
It's just like the meme from Chick-fil-A. Our pickles are like God intended; they don't touch.
There's certain.
Thank you, real quick. Thank you, that girl and Sticky. Once you the dad really, once you listen to the dad, you go, oh, this is where the problem started. This is, I get it.
Yeah. So we're gonna play. We did not edit. This is just a normal. This is a 20-minute interview. I'm gonna just play it. And
Grandma.
I'm not even gonna make it fast to make it look sound weird. Here, this is him.
A history of mental illness with him, or when's the last time you saw him?
My son, I hadn't seen him for years. I thought he committed suicide. His mother told me that he. I'll give you a history. I was a porn star. Okay, I became a porno star in 2002, and I combined that with a mixed martial arts career. And my ex was finished. She took off my son. I hadn't seen him for years. Little did I did see my son. I tried to give him, the father figure, whatever. I didn't know where his whereabouts were. I found out recently that he did not kill himself in 2016. That he's alive and well. And he lives in Colorado.
Wait, what? Wait. Hold on. Pause. You are a father, and you think your child has killed themselves, but you do not ask for, to go to the funeral. Where's the obituary? Okay, when can I go to the wake? what happened. I want to know. No, none of that. He's like, yeah, I thought he killed himself. I thought my kid killed himself, a couple months ago or whatever the time frame is. But come to find out, he didn't, and he's living his life. And that shows a lot right there. But go ahead, you can play.
Yeah, and also he's also was on meth. That's why his speech is not so great. So that's adds to that. But apparently, he's going to go into the story that at 16 he changed his name. He didn't want his name anymore, and he just thought suicide. But he'll get into that story.
Killed himself.
His mother told me this. She
I
said
see.
that he killed himself because of I'm an embarrassment to him. My son is
Did you say a Jesuit?
Embarrassment.
Oh, I thought he said Jesuit. Okay, embarrassment. Okay.
I loved him so much. I didn't want to lose. Be around. I wanted to be around my son and be here for him. I have a daughter. the same
You
way
loved
I
him
have a
so
son.
much, but you thought he was dead for like 4 years.
But I want to be in his life. He's been accused of doing some crazy thing. I don't know what he's been accused of. I can't get answers from the attorneys really, but they're saying that some of these, it's involving a gay bar or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what the heck he did at a gay bar. I don't know what's going on.
Well, he's accused of going on a mass shooting at a gay bar and killing 5 people.
Colorado.
Okay, well, that's shit. If he's accused of doing that, I'm surprised he's not gay. I say that, but he's not gay.
When was the last time you saw him?
He's more worried about his kid being gay.
Yeah, I
than
would
he is
think.
about-
I would
Yeah.
think that would be like the least of your concern at this point. This guy just killed 5 innocent people and injured countless others, and you're worried that he's gay.
He's like, phew, he's not gay. He just shot gays. Like, what the? Put him in jail.
Yeah, this guy is, and I got him perfectly stopped in his face, like, holy shit. So yeah, that's that. So far, that's him so far. And we're not even like a minute and 45 seconds in.
We're not gonna have to play the whole entire thing. I think people are gonna slowly. They're gonna fast.
It sounds like his mother is a hate-fueled individual that basically.
They both are.
Yeah, like the mother is like said, yeah, your son killed himself because of your embarrassment. It's like, wow, this is a really fucked up child. Like,
Mother hasn't spoken out yet, though.
Well, I'm not really surprised about that one.
I can understand the father. The father seems like he's a ham, and he, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna want the attention, the cameras on him, and stuff like that, no matter what the situation is. But so that's probably why he's easily talking to them. But the mother hasn't said anything yet.
Yeah, the mother probably has some responsibilities to this situation because she definitely
Grandma
raised the
Sherry
winner.
goes, I'm very angry right now. Grandma Sherry, I share in your anger.
Yeah, this
Thank
guy.
you.
It's just like really bad. This guy is like a terrible father.
Yeah,
The mother's terrible.
the guy was more worried about if his son was gay than he killed 5 people and injured 18.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Also, real quick before we go forward, no matter what we say, we're gonna pick at every religion that there is out there. But just know we do respect everybody's religion. If you are Mormon, if you're a Christian, if you're a Catholic, I believe you have a right to believe in whatever you want to believe in. But there is a line. Just because you believe, hold on, just because you believe in one thing, it shouldn't interfere on what I believe in.
Yeah, and also there's rogue elements in certain religions that, like in the Mormon religion, that is really bad.
Look at the Catholic guy down in Colorado Springs that called in a bomb threat to the Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, there's rogue elements to every religion, and they're the bad apples. And there's nothing wrong with calling out the bad apples. If you know what I mean, like I think it's important to call out the bad apples in every single circumstance. If you just allow anyone, if you don't call them out, then no one knows about them, and eventually they fester and they rot the bunch, basically. So I'll play it.
Shit, it was. I saw him. I made efforts to see him, but I think I see him in 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
It's been quite some time.
Is it 2011? Yeah.
Was he living in San Diego at the time?
He was in Carlsbad at the time. He came back from Colorado. They were here. I had a little bit of a relationship with him. He was 10 years old, I was holding mitts for him, showing how I wanted to be a professional fighter like me. I wanted to be a fighter, and I don't know how much he takes after me or whatever, but I said, my son, what the hell? I didn't expect to hear this kind of stuff.
He's a big kid.
Yeah, he's taller than me. He's like 6'7". He's a big guy, He's 6'7", like almost 300 pounds.
So you said you've been trying to reach him now?
No, he reached out to me.
Okay, and said what?
My son is just say, hey, Dad, I want to talk to you, man. I want to see you. I was happy to hear he wanted to see me. He wanted me to come out to Colorado. And I was like, I don't have the I can't just get out to Colorado like right now. And he wanted it right then and there. And it seemed like he's old. He was just happy to see me right away. He wanted to see me. He needed something right then. It was urgent. So I was a little alarmed by that.
This was 2011?
No, this last year.
Oh, okay.
I found he's alive. I was happy to hear he's alive. And
Yeah, so happy to see him alive that you don't even bother going.
Yeah,
fucking
your son shouldn't be alive.
I can't.
If your son was
like
your son was lucky Rich was there and not me, because if I was there, your son wouldn't be alive. But just putting that out there.
Yeah, but
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, man. It's just like so ridiculous that like this guy's saying like he was happy to see him alive, but then he doesn't even go there, and it sounds like it's a call to help. And this guy might have been able to like talk his son maybe down or something. And you know me, I don't usually blame the family, but like this is,
sometimes you have to blame the family because
this is
they're
kind of
aware.
fucked up. Like your wife is using your son as a weapon, and you decide to like he changes his name and he calls you up a year before the incident, and you don't decide to go down there to at least talk to him. I feel like that might have been a turning point if you would have. Just saying. Whatever. That's just my opinion on that. Maybe people disagree. I get it, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So he contacted you last year, and he wanted to see
he
you.
reached out to some from people. He was he got his attention. He called some people that I knew, who I knew, and I was to bridge the gap between my son and I. These people did. The Kennedys, Kennedy Insurance over there in El Cajon. Like they're good. They're good connection with me and my son. It's like they were around my life when my son was a baby, So,
Was there any indication that he was distressed or that he was upset about anything when he contacted you? What did he tell you?
My son, he seemed like he was a man. I'm talking to a man on the phone, I was like, what the hell? I'm talking to a grown up here, so it's a little weird. But he said, "I'll be straight with you." My son slashed at me. He had words, and I just got so patient. I said, "You want to kick my ass, kid?" He would say, "Yeah, you don't you think you raised me?" He said, "Seriously, who the hell you think you're raising at? I don't care how big you think you are. You're kicking my ass. I fought in the UFC, and if you go do that, you're gonna bring your lunch." As I told him, he's, "Oh yeah, come on, kick my ass." I got news for you, Bucko. I can kick your ass still. I hate to say it, but I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a no belt in jiu-jitsu. But I love my son. I love him. I want to have the idea of seeing him again, but
Wait, so he contacted you on the phone last year, and then you ended up arguing on the phone?
I argued on the phone with the guy. He started telling me something. He said something to me. We had a little clash, and he I guess he was going to bulldog me on the phone. You got the wrong dude, man. That ain't me. I did him a disservice. I'm not in his life, but
did he tell you he had been in trouble with the law last year?
He told me he couldn't leave Colorado. That kind of struck me. He said he couldn't leave Colorado. So
Wait a minute, he couldn't leave Colorado. I thought the records were sealed, so he couldn't leave.
I have no idea. Due to the fact that the records are sealed, which I'm pretty sure they're going to be unsealed as we go ahead, because there is court for him in February, y'all. So there's going to be a lot more details to this.
I think I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back.
One of the things that the motion has been put in front of Judge Phillips is to unseal those records.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's now claiming that his son told him they couldn't leave the state. So you would think they would also put other things like maybe not be able to get firearms from the local store.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the charges were never filed.
Oh, I get it.
Why didn't the state bring the charges?
Because the grandmother wouldn't cooperate.
Yeah, but like, what were the charges particularly? I'm just wondering what was the
kidnapping and something threats.
Terroristic threats or something like that.
No, I don't remember what else it was.
So they decided not to pursue. The state decided not to pursue charges because they couldn't get the actual people being kidnapped to testify. Basically,
They're protecting him. They
Okay.
were trying to protect, but that's the thing too. You're trying to protect him, but you're the one who called the cops.
yeah. I mean, I'm kind of surprised the state didn't bring the charges personally and just say fuck it. Just bring it onto him because, like, at this point, like, this guy is clearly like deranged because what he's saying to these people, his household is like he's such the fucking loose cannon. He's a real piece of shit. I feel like the state should have done something else besides that. But let's listen more.
So my son, I said, "Hey, come out here." I said, "There's the address right here." And he was asking about security fences and shit. Is there a security fence? I said, "Why are you asking? You being a smart ass? You knock on the door, I'll come get the door. You ain't got to sneak around."
Do you have any idea why he changed his name?
Yes.
Why did he do it?
His mother told me he changed his name because I was on intervention and I'd been a porno actor. It was back in the laughing stock. Everybody's laughing. Your dad's a porno star. And it's just like, it's an uncomfortable laugh for people have when they find out I'm a porno star. It's like, all right, a porn actor. So I haven't done porn. I stopped doing porn a couple years ago, because it's causing me a lot of problems. I was getting high on meth, and I was just like this. I have permanent damage from meth. I was using meth for years. I can't.
Still are.
A lot of the nervous system movements and stuff I can't ever get rid of because of meth. I had to get out of that business, but that's it right there. But I was on an intervention TV show back in 2008. I almost died using drugs.
What show was that?
Intervention television show. Intervention is A&E. It's just like a documentary where
A&E. Okay.
Oh, I know that show. I used to watch that show. I don't remember him on that show. I've only watched it because it's sad. It's really sad, but some people do get the help they need through the show because the show pays for it.
Yeah, well, usually they just exploit your tragedies for views and basically pay you almost nothing. Usually, but
no, they pay the rehabilitation.
Yeah,
they do pay the rehabilitation,
but they make a lot more money exploiting you. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't like those channels.
Yeah.
They do the same thing for people who are overweight. They do the same thing. It's like
not reoccurring on their show. If you're not reoccurring on their show, then you're not going to make as much money as a popular character. Like that show.
I
Sister
don't.
Wives?
I don't like those tragedy pimps. They're like the ultimate tragedy.
It's a
pimps.
reality show. The reality shows you only get paid the good money. Like me and my sisters have been watching Sister Wives, and they're all paid differently depending on who's the favorite.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So if you in interventions, it's a one-time show. Maybe you'll go to a reunion show, but you're not going to get paid fucking shit.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely like.
But they walk in knowing it. They walk in knowing it, though.
Yeah, but this is definitely painting a good picture of why the son's such a piece of shit. Definitely painting that picture. I would say this is a good advice to parents. Don't raise your children like this guy raised his kid.
Or maybe if you don't want to have kids and you're too selfish as a person, then you shouldn't have kids, because you can't be a selfish person and have kids. Like my mother asked me, she's like, "Aren't you gonna regret not having kids?" And I'm kind of like, I'm too selfish of a person. I like my time. I'm not gonna be able to give that child everything like a good parent should. So why should I hinder a child's life just because you have to have a kid? Don't you want it?
You have cats. You have cats. So
I have 2 cats.
Okay. Well, we'll
thank
continue
God.
I was peaking in my addiction for meth in 2008. It was the worst I'd ever been. It was life-threatening. If I hadn't stopped, I would be here right now if it wasn't for.
Well, do you have any idea why he picked the name Anderson Ulrich? Where did that come from?
I have no idea. He's got other issues going on, possibly. I know one thing. He got a hold of me, and he's pissed off. He's pissed off at me. He wants to poke at the old man. I said, "You need to poke at the old man. As long as I poke him with a rifle down the street, you don't want to get shot." But he wasn't talking about shooting me. Never made any threats towards me like that. Never made any active threats. He got a little fresh with me.
Well, he's accused of walking in with an assault rifle, and,
I think he's not
then
there for
he was tackled by another patron who was a veteran and pinned him down.
God,
and then they arrested him.
Why would he do it? He didn't shoot anybody then. He didn't actually shoot anybody.
Well, they are accused of killing 5 people.
So they say he killed somebody,
Five
and
people,
5 people.
and 18 other were injured in that.
So the guy that grabbed him is a hero, basically. You know, I say, like I just say to my son, I'm ashamed that you did that. So you shouldn't be going killing people like this. It's just in that cold blood. If you wasn't
Yes, sir. He shouldn't be killing people like this. Captain Obvious here.
Maybe if he had a father figure around, I'm just saying, or any male role model. Like, didn't his grandparents raise him?
Yeah, apparently not well.
Carry on.
Yes, but I just wanted to point that out. Yes, you shouldn't be killing people, Captain Obvious.
No.
kills people with cold blood. I don't know if he tries to do this or not. I could never do it myself. I wouldn't think my son would do this.
Do you feel like you knew him well enough to indicate why he would have done something like this?
There's no excuse for going and killing people. If you're killing people, there's something wrong. It's just not the answer. You're already gone if you're killing somebody. It's not socially acceptable. You can't just go and kill somebody.
Was he in San Diego from the time he was he born in San Diego?
Yes,
or
he was
Orange
born.
County?
He was born right here in Sharp Mary Burr Hospital over here, off the 163 right there.
And then did he
get in the house? Hey, the dog's outside. Get the goddamn house. Yeah,
Tell us what kind of kid he was. What did he learn? I mean, from you, did he learn how to shoot? Did you have weapons then?
I'm not talking about a fight, though. I'll tell you this much. I showed my son how to turn his fist over and then become a destructive weapon with his hands if he needs to. I don't know about guns. I believe in the Second Amendment. I'm conservative Republican. I like guns and all that stuff, but I like this. It was fisticuffs and shake hands afterward like a gentleman. That's how it should be.
So tell us, share some memories from his first 10 years with you. You were, until 10 years of age, he was going to school here.
Yeah, Nicholas is a good kid now. He was smart, man. There's something about him. He was really with it. He was he's intelligent. He's smarter than I was. And I thought I considered myself intelligent for being had all the head trauma I've had, but I'm actually intelligent. My son is way smarter than me. He's technical savvy. He knows how to use the computer. He's really, just really smart. Yeah.
Was he in San Diego County from the time he was born until 10?
About 10, yeah. Exactly.
Or did he go up to Orange County sometime?
No, he never went to Orange County, but he's
because you were up in Orange County.
I was in Orange County. I was Huntington Beach and then LA. I was in the San Coronado Valley.
But he stayed in San Diego County that whole time.
He remained in San Diego with his stable in-laws.
When did you hear about the incident?
Yesterday.
And you called immediately, tried to reach your son?
There's a guy on the phone, real assertive and very polite gentleman who's with his attorneys.
I see.
And they reached out to me and they I was like, wow, my ex-wife actually told me. She said, oh my God, they're trying to reach you. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, still kind of shocked. It's 5 people are dead. I just hope that there's another suspect. This is not something like this. My son actually did. I don't want him to be. He's gone. He's his history. If he did this, they're gonna probably. I mean, they have like special circumstances for stuff like this, and involving so serious, you never know what happens. Right? So I want my son to live a healthy life and hopefully not. Shit, man.
So his attorneys called you.
No, I see he's kind of like, this is news to him, and I see he's fucking trying to struggle with this. I mean, I'm not inhuman to the fact that this is his son. He probably loves him, but
I don't think he loves him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I know you don't think it, but I think he's probably shocked because, this is pretty shocking news to be told in an interview that your son murdered 5 people and shot up a bunch of other people, innocent people, and it's just crazy. And this guy's not sound mind. You stopped sharing the screen, by the way.
Yeah, because I think we're gonna end up.
You don't want to play anymore? Sure, no problem.
No.
What do you want to go through next, Reaper?
I think read the chat.
Yeah. We're gonna kind of wrap it up here. We're about an hour and a half in.
Okay.
I do want to I want to thank you guys for allowing me to come on and talk about this, and since this is kind of near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, of course, man.
The one thing I have to say, to the viewers, to those that are rewatching this, remember that hate will never win as long as there's light in the world, and you need to be that light. So when we see hate, we need to stamp it out because hate is darkness. We need to be the voice for the 5 that didn't survive this shooting. We need to be the voice for those that didn't survive the Club Pulse shooting. We need to end gun violence here in the United States. We need to end homophobia and transphobic comments from people that are in power. We need to, we need to be there for our community. And as long as I'm alive, I'll tell you this, these 5 will have a voice.
Absolutely.
Whether, we also need to keep accountable our politicians. We need to keep accountable our city and local governments and our federal governments. Things very easily can slip from being rights to being to being a privilege, in particular in the gay community. Very soon, it could be that we're no longer allowed to be married.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a place, like a lot of this hate is a place of ignorance, and also this person who committed these crimes is a hate-filled, evil individual that unfortunately there's no death sentence. If there was, I hope he, it would be better if he just got tossed into a volcano, but unfortunately he's going to stay alive in jail and he's going to play his little games.
Well, I hope he gets his shit beat out of him in jail, but
we can only hope.
Yeah. If he's still here in Colorado, he will be. And just, those that are not part of our community, the best thing you can do is to stand up and be an ally for us. Be there for us during these times. Be there when we're pissed off and we're rioting and we're, being there and be there when those people that just say, oh, well, they're just mad this month.
Well, I think you want people to be open and understanding of the plight you're going through, and also the situation where you're angry for justifiable reasons because people are attacking, your safe spaces in which you go there to have friends. And also both of your friends died, and, this is such a terrible situation to be in.
And I want to thank Rich Vasquez and Thomas James for saving our community and being there and being the heroes that we needed that night. One of the biggest things that are happening here in Colorado is a lot of the queer community are going for their CCWs because of this. So you're not just going to have pissed off queer people, you're going to have pissed off armed queer people.
That's going to be quite an interesting situation next time if that happens.
Just saying. So, I hope that this is kind of eye-opener for the people that are not part of our community.
Yeah.
That we're here, we're queer, and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's important because it's like, we need to talk about these cases because it's not really being covered. I don't see a lot of YouTube channels talking about it, and it's really shocking. Like, you heard more people talk about the Brooklyn shooter, or you heard more people talk about the supermarket shooter, but you really don't hear too many channels. The mainstream media is picking up, of course.
Do you know why?
I know why.
Why? Tell me why you think you know why.
Well, you're going to put me on the spot. I think they put it up there because they probably, I don't know why they don't put it on YouTube, because I think it's just not covered because it's not a blonde woman or something like that. And it's an unpopular group.
It's not a white straight person.
Yeah. And then that's the truth. I agree with you.
I think it's because only 5.
Yeah. What do you mean only 5? If you might, I'm not sure.
Only 5 people were killed.
Only 5 people were killed. Every shooting is horrible, even if it's just one person.
Yeah.
But you notice the media, they only
go
our
for
local
media. our local media did not pick this up that night. They didn't pick it
That's
up until the
crazy.
next morning. I had to find out from a UK media source.
Yeah, and for those who want, those who want to actually follow the actual story, like the actual court proceedings, here's a website that actually is, and this I'm tossing in the chat. You can actually see the files.
Yeah,
Oh
there's the
no!
files.
Oh no, Sleuth Mom, you're in trouble. No, I'm joking. I don't really care what people say. I mean, like, it is true that unfortunately certain cases don't get covered because either it's a black female, the Haslett situation, that was a black female prostitute, and like barely anyone covers that. And
Look
there's
at the indigenous community. There's so many missing indigenous women and children.
And unfortunately, I mean, everyone talks about the Idaho 4, and I wonder why. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I mean, it's horrible. All situations are horrible, but let's be adults here.
Here's the thing, and here's also like kind of like a thing is if you're not part of our community and you don't understand the reason why we're upset, you don't have a gay friend.
Well, I think a lot of hate.
You might be acquainted with one, but you don't have a gay friend. If you don't understand the reason why we're so pissed off.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are not understanding that a lot of hate stems from ignorance of the communities and just not really understanding people's lifestyles. And I think what's important is that people need to educate themselves about other people so hate doesn't spread. And I think that's the most important thing when that comes. And I think it goes for both ways. People need to understand other people's communities and talk and interact with each other and try to educate people not to be so like closed in like in their house on the internet, going in hate-fueled sites and be like, it's unfortunate that this happened, this evil person.
How lonely of a person, and how depressed. Like this is mixed in with mental illness as well.
Yes,
it's not an excuse.
Absolutely.
But how lonely, deprived, and emotionally withdrawn are you as a person to believe the garbage that these people like Nick Fuentes or Kanye West or even Alex Jones, like these people that initiate fucking hate like this, for you just to hate a perfect stranger?
Well, I mean, for Kanye West, he's doing it for a trolling, and he's doing.
Well,
it
no,
for
I'm not
money.
talking about them. I'm talking about the audience that believes them and that shoots up a gay club.
A lot of those people, I think, are very ignorant of of other groups. They don't understand.
Yeah, but here's the thing: ignorance can't in the 21st century thing.
I'm not done. Just let me. They're very ignorant, and their ignorance makes them like want to hate people they don't understand, and it's because they're very bad. Like they're very like pitiful people, in my opinion, where because they have pitiful lives and they try to justify their pitiful lives by shitting on other people who are actually better people than them, in my opinion. Like I look at people who's your friends, they seem like they were like the light, very good people, hardworking people. And this guy took their light, and because he had no light for himself, he was a very evil person. And it's unfortunate that guy's alive and these people aren't, because, the world is a worse place without them. And it's very sad, actually. But that's just my opinion.
So going back to the Kanyes, the Donald Trumps, the people that make these homophobic and transphobic comments, ignorance is not a thing. It is 2020, motherfucker.
Well, those
fucking
people,
program.
My
rights are just hold on. My rights are just as valid as yours. If you can stand up there and spew hate, guess what, motherfucker? I'm gonna stand out in the crowd and boo your ass the entire fucking time.
Absolutely. And with Kanye, he's just a piece of shit. He's just doing it for a troll, and he's wearing Balenciaga mask, where the Balenciaga mask is literally hurting children.
We're not too worried about what they say. That's the thing. We're not worried about what they say. We're talking about these little suburban white kids that are shooting up people. Let's be real. Besides the Texas shooter who was Latin descent, let's be real. These are young shooters here. These are kids, in my eyes, shooting up places like the supermarket, the kindergarten, this club. These are young kids who are soaking up this hate. Do you get what I'm saying? They're very influenced by it. It's just
They're
you
not
know,
influenced
you
by
gotta
the
watch.
right people. They're influenced by very evil and negative people.
Well, if they have
And
negativity and they have hate in their heart, they're definitely going to gravitate to people
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's the thing.
And that's why I always speak
But these
about
people don't take accountability for what
yeah.
they say.
Yeah, and that's why I always speak. It's better to be like, no, people stop living in ignorance. There's no point. Just like Reaper says, there's no point. It's the 21st century. You don't need to be ignorant. To go on YouTube and type up what is these communities and understand them, and just try to be a better person. Be ethical. Be someone who's empathetic.
Well, here's the
to
thing.
people.
Here's
But
the
that's
thing.
just my preaching.
Here's
You don't have
here's
to
also the
understand
thing.
us, but God damn it, you're going to respect us to live.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
get
sure.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you, if you don't want to educate yourself and you just don't want to know, I can respect that, and that's fine. That's completely fine. But God damn it, you're going to respect my life. You're
Yeah.
going to respect me as somebody, a part of the United States. You're going to respect me for me to be equal ground as you. That's it. That's it. You don't need to know our history. You don't need to know about Stonewall. You don't. But if you want to educate yourself on it, by all means, thank you. I appreciate that.
But you're just saying be empathetic. Be be
No, common sense. Just mind your fucking business. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get you.
You know, like everybody has a right to live.
Absolutely. So I just got to a hotel. Yeah, no problem, Outlaw. We're about to end it anyway because we're, I think we've gotten like an hour and a half. We don't want to make the live too long, and we're definitely going to be following up this story because
Yeah, so we'll be back with something from the Club Q either before, if something prevalent in the investigation comes out, or definitely in February when he's back in court.
Is it his trial or is it a hearing?
Well, he's already
starts. So he just got read his charges. I don't know what he pled. Probably not guilty because he's a fucking asshole.
Coward.
Coward. I mean, I think right
Um,
now he's there's just motions in there. I'm reading the motions. I put in the chat. People can look at the protective order, the objections, and all that stuff. And it looks like it's going to go to trial soon enough, and we're definitely going to cover it. I think it's worth covering.
Hopefully, it's televised.
It is actually. The channel.
It's actually
the channel. The YouTube already made a motion to cover it. I think it's that one you gave me, that link with that court the I'm trying to remember the exact name. But
so they'll be able to cover certain things. There are certain things that are still under that motion that they cannot cover, and that's just to respect, the victims and their families.
Yeah, and so they're basically, it's going to be covered on YouTube. The same YouTube channel we did you showed me for the summary. I'm trying to remember the name. I'll pull it up. I got to look at your chat a little bit, but let me see. Give me 1 second.
But we'll be back, and we'll post the link and all that in here, and so you guys can follow. Just again, be there for the LGBTQ plus community, and if you're not part of the community, be a good ally to us. We really need it right now, because we're literally going into war.
That's what it sounds. That's what it feels like.
Wow.
We just don't want nobody to get hurt. And it's not just gay people too. We don't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember the YouTube channel you sent me earlier that just like but it's
well,
gonna be
9 News, Denver 7 will have it.
Yeah.
On their
I mean, there's a
pages,
YouTube
stuff
channel
like
that
that.
covers
So.
all the other cases as well. I'm trying to remember, but he gave a summary of it. Yeah. But it's going to be covered, and we're definitely going to cover through it. But anyway, thank you, Reaper, for jumping on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, man. And Tony, always a pleasure. I guess we're done. And,
we're good to go, y'all.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you for rewatching and watching the live. And we're probably going to follow up. I'm going to probably see what other thing we're going to cover on Thursday. Probably another case. Maybe we'll do a follow up on the massacre trial because the final guy got convicted.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, man.
Have fun. Stay safe. Share and rewatch later.
All right, guys. Bye.